Greetings and salutations. Here we are again with the Fat Black Woman podcast. I'm Deanna Williams, your host. Thank you for joining us. It is October 1st, 2025, and I want to say the date because this is the first day of the government shutdown. So when you see and or hear this, hopefully it will be over, but I do plan on launching the first week of or within the first few days of October, so maybe not. Um, this whole government thing is a shit show, and the whole state of this country is a great big clusterfuck, or as a good friend of mine, Larry C. Chuck, used to say, just a leaky bag of shit. I can't even begin to go into everything. I mean, y'all know, y'all live it. Um, so this episode is just going to be a mishmash of things, not necessarily focused on anything in particular. It'll be a combination of Arsenio Hall's things that make you go, and Glow, the gorgeous ladies of wrestling, points to ponder. So forgive me as I just ramble on. If it gets too much, just turn me off. But things that are on my mind. So I was looking at a podcast between T.S. Madison and her guest was Cherry the Bomb. And both of these women, and I need to clarify this, both of these women were or are trans women and had begun this journey early in their lives. And T.S. Madison was a great admirer of Cherry the Bomb. This was my first time learning about Cherry. And Cherry was explaining, about her lifestyle, how she makes a living, and how she supports herself, which no judgment, girls got to do what a girl's got to do. We, as all women across the board, know what that means. But something struck me, and I'm a little confused. And this is not to start a confrontation. It's just I'm a little confused because she mentioned that there are times when she is challenged by females. So I'm going to use the term females to serve as those who were assigned female at birth. Um, and I'm going to use women. Well, I don't know what I'm going to use, but okay. In this instance, we're going to say female versus Cherry. So, um, Cherry was saying that um, some females often challenge her and displays some sort of hate or contempt for her because she has transitioned and is now identifying from what she was assigned at birth to a woman. And her position is that these women who do that are jealous. And I thought that that was very interesting. And the response that she receives from said woman or said female is, why would I be jealous? You're just, carbon copies, so on and so forth. And I found the jealousy part to be interesting. Again, I don't know exactly what her experiences are, but I, I I'm really curious to know where she believes the jealousy comes from. Does it come from females looking at her and aspiring to look like her physically? Because Cherry the Bomb is absolutely beautiful, statuesque, very beautiful, very put together. So, is it the typical you think you cute jealousy that we women all have experienced, or is it something else? She then went on to say that, that you're jealous because, or women are sometimes jealous because Cherry, the same men that these women are going home with and calling, these females are going home with and calling their husbands, are the ones that she's sleeping with and who are funding her lifestyle. So I just thought that was very interesting. Um, and, with the trans community, they're a very vulnerable and marginalized community. And, they are making their way and doing their own thing. And by all accounts, from what I've experienced, they're minding their business and trying to do their own thing. And for those of us who are not intimately aware or involved with the LGBTQ plus IA, I hope I'm getting that right, community, I ask that community to be patient with us as we do familiarize ourselves and do um, try to understand and educate ourselves. I'm not asking you to educate us. We can go to Google or watch Pose for that. But, I do respect that you have your life to live and I have my life to live. And whatever it is that I believe or agree or disagree with, what I do know for sure is A, you're a child of God, and B, you're a human. So whatever human rights I enjoy, human rights are the same human rights that you enjoy. So don't come for me, I won't come for you. Not that you would. So that was just one of the things that I was thinking about, and would love to know your thoughts. The second thing that I was thinking about was the top podcast between Ezra Klein and Ta-Nehisi Coates, and they were communicating or conversing about uh, what Ezra Klein had written or said about Charlie Kirk's murder, and uh, Ta-Nehisi Coates' thoughts about Ezra Klein's words and how he felt that he was whitewashing them. And Ezra had Ta-Nehisi on his podcast to kind of explain what his feelings were. And to no surprise, Ta-Nehisi is a wordsmith. I mean, he's eloquent, he's brilliant in what it is that he says, and he spoke brilliantly and eloquently about his position. And the thing that I found surprising, actually, let me stop. It wasn't surprising, but it just always boggles my mind how we Black people are always, we always surprise white people when we have a matter of fact approach to calling the thing the thing. And there's no way in the world that after listening to Charlie Kirk, and do not get me wrong, and do not promote violence. I've been a victim of a violent crime. I don't promote violence. I certainly didn't need to see the man murdered in real time. His family didn't need to see that. It was wrong. Um, and that's because I believe in human life. And to some degree, although he didn't look at me as a human, I look at him as a human, which is probably part of the problem that Black people have in this country and in this world. But that's another topic for another day, or maybe not. But Ezra is surprised that Ta-Nehisi and many like us, because Ta-Nehisi, I think, spoke for us, was not going to give Charlie the grace that many people in this country did, because he didn't deserve the grace. The words, the vitriol, the ideals that he spewed, that he believed, were racist and bigoted and harmful. And they resonated and still resonate with a huge population in America and in the world, growing in the world, that there are people, because of the color of their skin, because of their religion, because of their ideology, because of their sexuality, they are less than the supreme white person. And Charlie Kirk was not ashamed or afraid to put that out there. And now we are living in this revisionist history 3 or 4 weeks later where it was all political. No, it wasn't political. I'm sorry about that. It wasn't political at all. That's Jaja, by the way. And she feels that she has to bark at everything, so please forgive me. Because this is real time. It wasn't political. It was very much hate speech.